for 40 here at Borderline Speedway for your Australian late model title. We get a start coming out of turn number 4. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Jason Oldfield leads us into turn number 1. Will we get through turn number 2? Big mix-up. The N31 car of Paul Stubbers turned around. Had a tangle with the 92 of Ludlow in turns 1 and 2. Trying to roll that track, roll the marbles in so he's got a little bit of racing surface. Getting the pass done. Lights are out. We'll get a start as they come out of turn number 4. Will it be Jason Oldfield to lead us into turn number 1 again? A little bit untidy there from the guys. Big mix up there. And we've got a car over. The V26 of Gary Bryans has gone over on the main straight.
Could see it going to happen.
A little bit of cat and mouse games on the start there between the front row of Oldfield and the other Oldfield, Jason and Warren. Everyone went, then stopped, and then went again.
Holmes was one of those ones caught in this as well. Nathan Disney.
This time around as they come out of turn 4. Hopefully they can be a lot tidier this time. Once again, a bit of cat and mouse between Jason and Warren Oldfield. We're going to start though into turn number 1. Look at Vosbergen on the outside. Also Jason Oldfield. Greens are on. Can we get this lap underway? Lap number 1 in the books to Jason Oldfield. Look at Crimson on the high side around the O-Show, Brad Blake. Warren Oldfield to the inside on Jason Oldfield down the back straight. Brother Jason Price back on the high side coming out of turn number 4. So it's Jason Oldfield from Warren Oldfield. Then we go back to Crimson, Brad Blake. Let us be Smokey, Ross the Castro in the number 3. That's the W8 of Craig Vosbergen. Here comes Matty Crimmins in the number 10 car. Also a man on the move, the V98 car. That's the car of Matty Crimmins, Cam Waters. Out in front, it's Jason Oldfield. Warren Oldfield dropped right back. Sits in 4th now. Has it his own battle with Ross the Castro in the number 3. 35 on the board. As Greentree spun in turn number 1, and that's brought the yellows on. Unfortunately, Craig Greentree has spun. That's brought the yellows on. Also the V10 car of Justin Pearson out of this one. The lights go out here at Borderline Speedway, Mount Gambier. 36 laps to travel. Jason Oldfield leads this one. Green flag on action as they come out of turn number 4. Jason Oldfield leads into turn 1, out of turn number 2. Car just sat there coming out of turn number 2, and Crimson on the inside. A little bit of a tangle, big spin there from Vosbergen, and Crimmins come together. Also the 7 car of Disney. Unfortunately, the Vosbergen car sideways in turns number 3 and 4. The tangle there with Crimmins. Jason Oldfield just calling for the late model officials. Pull that rear guard off his left-hand tyre. Obviously, that'll cut that down in no time. So the guys are trying to pull that rear quarter. We'll get a start from this time around from Jason Oldfield. Coming out of turn number 4, the W55 gets us underway. So it's Jason Oldfield from Darryl Grimson. Then we go back to Brad Blake. Here comes the dark horse, Matty Crimmins on the high side. So still Jason Oldfield, that car not behaving the way he was, so bouncing all over the track. Brad Blake up to number 2 now on the inside of Grimson. Grimson finds back on the high side down the back straight. Oldfield moves his car up the track. Looks like it's handling a little bit better up there. But it's Darryl Grimson with the pace behind him in the number 12. Looks for the inside pass on Jason Oldfield down the back straight. So it's Jason Oldfield from Darryl Grimson. Then we go back to the O-Show. Brad Blake, that's the top 3. Then it's Warren Oldfield as Matty Grimmins spins in turn number 4. Also the car of Benny Nicastri. 7 car of Nathan Disney. It looks like the N31 of Paul Stubber.
Comes to it. Watch out.
Lights are out. 34 to travel. Still Jason Oldfield from Daryl Grimson. Then it's Brad Blake. Underway out of turn number 4. Jason Oldfield leads us into turn number 1. Brad Blake on the inside of Daryl Grimson. Nothing doing for him out of turn number 2. Spin on the back straight for the W92 car of Brad Ludlow. Keeps it going though. So we'll keep it green here at Borderline Speedway. Brad Blake on the inside of Grimson in turn 1 and 2. Grimson fights back on the high side. So still Jason Oldfield, that car looks like it's handling a lot better. Up higher on the racetrack. Brad Blake to the inside. Grimson on the high side out of turn 1 and 2. Down the back straight is the drag race. The O-Show, Brad Blake on the inside, Grimson on the high side. A little bit of a moment for the 55 of Jason Oldfield out in front. Here comes Ross Nicastri on the inside of Warren Oldfield for 4th position. It's a battle for second between Grimson and Brad Blake. Trading close, punch for punch. Blake on the inside of Jason Oldfield now. Oldfield shuts the door coming out of turn 2. And again, we've got Craig Greentree around in turn 3 and 4. So he managed to get 4 laps done that time. Green flag at the ready, 31 to travel. See how many laps we can get in the books this time. It's a 55 car of Jason Oldfield gets us underway. Daryl Grimson on the low line. Big mix up here over the start-finish line once again.
Whoops.
Someone's taken the cone for a ride. It's ended up in turn number 1. Further than some of these cars got.
Vosbergen caught up in this, your 3rd place dividend. They all just came in. And notice the Greentree car number 13, also been caught in this. Car 67 of Borg, the 67 New South Wales. Have a look at the 92 car, mate. The right-hand side, it's been peeled back like a can opener.
Thank you for your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, the race will be raced now. Run in 1. The 55, Jason Oldfield gets us underway as he comes out of turn number 4. Leads it from the number 12 of Daryl Grimson. Moving it back to the O-Show. The W0 car of Brad Blake. Then it's Warren Oldfield in the tight number 51. Ross Nicastri in the W3, the N3. All over the back of Oldfield as they come out of turn number 2. Here comes Vosbergen on the high side, if you don't mind, down the back straight. Still Jason Oldfield in the W55 car. Doing it quite nicely out in front. Still Grimson. Then we go back to Brad Blake. Ross Nicastri in 4th now. Then we go back to Oldfield. That's Warren Oldfield. Then it's Robertson, Crimmins. And that's the WA car of Craig Vosbergen working the high side. It's like the number 7 car of Nathan Disney. Check out of this one. And then new race leader of the O-Show, Brad Blake, on the inside of Jason Oldfield. Oldfield fights back on the high side. He told us if he started going backwards, he was going to work the high line. It's Brad Blake, new race leader with 26 to go here. Then we go back to Jason Oldfield. Then it's Grimson. Ross Nicastri in the number 3. Then it's Robertson, Warren Oldfield. Here comes Craig Vosbergen working the high side. 26 to go here at Borderline Speedway. It's Brad Blake in the number 0, the O-Show from Bunbury in Western Australia. Leads it from Jason Oldfield in the W55. Then we go back to the N12 car, Daryl Grimson. The car of Nicastri looks like it's coming on strong as the race goes on. Also the car of Vosbergen working the high line in the W8. Your race leader, the number 0 car's checked out, Brad Blake. And it's Jason Oldfield. Here comes Ross Nicastri, the Smoky, the number 3, Frank's Auto Parts. Moving himself up to position number 3 with 22 to go. Starting to get some laps in the books now. And it's Brad Blake from Bunbury. Then we go back to Jason Oldfield. Then it's Ross Nicastri. Grimson. Here comes Davey Robertson. And it's Vosbergen on the high side. Getting the pass down on Warren Oldfield in the W51. Ross Nicastri on the inside of Oldfield. Oldfield working the high line. Alluded to them carby issues in that break earlier on. Brad Blake starting to lap traffic now. Comes up on the back of Ed Borg. So it's Ross Nicastri. Moves himself into P number 2. That's Oldfield. Jason Oldfield on the high side. Great side-by-side racing. The second and third position. Coming onto the lap car of Raymond. Borg's Oldfield on the outside. That allows Nicastri to go through on the inside. So it's Brad Blake from Nicastri. That's Ross Nicastri. Then we go back to Jason Oldfield, Davey Robertson. Warren Oldfield spins in turn number 3. Keeps the thing going though. It's Brad Blake. Comes out of turn number 4. 17 to go here at Port Ryan Speedway. Then it's Ross Nicastri, Jason Oldfield, Davey Robertson, Grimson, Craig Vosbergen. Then we go back a long way to the car of Oldfield, of Warren Oldfield. But it's the O-Show, Brad Blake. Leading this one from Ross Nicastri to number 3. Early race leader Jason Oldfield dropping through the pack now as Davey Robertson gets the pass on the inside for P number 3, final podium. 15 to go for your race leader, Brad Blake. Getting a lot of laps in the book now, 15 down, 15 to go. Here comes your race leader, turn number 4, Brad Blake. Then we go back a long way to Ross Nicastri to number 3. Then it's Davey Robertson, the X4 car. Sits in third. Then we go back to Grimson. Jason Oldfield dropping back in the clutches of Craig Vosbergen, who's coming through the field. Spin from Borg. And that makes second place of Ross Nicastri check up. Trying to get through these lap cars. A little bit of a hassle for Ross Nicastri. This just allows Brad Blake to get on through. Because Nicastri sits himself in second with Robertson all over the back of him. Lap traffic and Vaughan and also Paul proving a hassle. One of them cars on the high side, one on the low side. Also Grimson coming into play now with them lap cars. 11 laps to go. Nicastri to the high side around the lap traffic of Ed Borg as they come out of turn number 2. So it's still Brad Blake. Then we go back. Wrong way from Brad Blake to Ross Nicastri, who's having a lot of trouble with the lap car of Ed Borg. And the car's just gone straight into the fence there at turn number 2. Sorry, turn number 1. Ross Nicastri having a lot of trouble getting past the lap car of Ed Borg. Was racing Nicastri every chance he got, and unfortunately looked like something broke in the front end of Nicastri's car. Was sitting pretty in second.
We were just talking up here a minute ago, mate. We've been watching back in the pack with the 8 car, the WA.
Start this time around. It's the 0 car. Brad Blake gets us underway. Untidy start there from Grimson. Jumping out of the line as they come out of turn 4. Round the outside goes Grimson. Here comes Craig Vosbergen in the number 8 car. Also Davey Robertson at the front, trying to close on the back of the O-Show. Brad Blake. Oldfield up on 2 wheels. Jason Oldfield in turns 1 and 2. Vosbergen to the inside, gets the pass on Oldfield there. That's the pass for 4th. Here comes Warren Oldfield in the W51. Driving the wheels off that thing on the inside. Out in front though, it's still the O-Show. 7 to travel this time around for Brad Blake. Then we go back to X4, Davey Robertson. Then it's Grimsden. Here comes Warren Oldfield. Doesn't have enough laps in the bag. Driving that car very, very hard. Tight race car on the inside line. Getting it around nicely though. Closing in on the back of Daryl Grimsden is Warren Oldfield in the W51. But out in front, your race leader, the Zero car, Brad Blake, doing it nicely. The whole front straight to himself. Then we go back to the X4 car, Davey Robertson. Then it's Grimsden, Warren Oldfield, Craig Vosberg, and then it's Jason Oldfield. 4 to travel this time around for Brad Blake. Still the X4 car of Davey Robertson. Sits in second, then it's Grimsden on the high line. Warren Oldfield on the bottom. Track's starting to sling it off, but not enough laps in it. Only 3 to travel. Here comes Daryl Grimsden on the high line. Trying to get the pass done on the X4 of Robinson around the outside out of turn number 2. 2 to travel, so it's Brad Blake from Daryl Grimsden. Then we go back to the X4 car of Davey Robertson. Then it's Warren Oldfield. Craig Vosberger on the high side. Then we go back to Jason Oldfield. Vosberger on the outside of Warren. Oldfield down the back straight. White flag on the action. Here comes Craig Vosberger trying to get himself on the podium. Round the outside of Robertson. Here comes your race winner, your new Australian champion. Put your hands together for the O Show, Brad Blake. Battle for the minors between Vosberg and might have just got him on the line there. So as Brad Blake takes home the Australian title from the number 12 of Daryl Grimsden. And then it looked like Craig Vosberg just got Robertson on the start-finish line. We'll have to wait for official results. That's how it looked from here. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A past and now your current Australian champion, the O Show, Brad Blake. Just wait for him to go over the scales and we'll have a chat to him. Australian champion from Western Australia, Brad Blake. He makes his way down the back straight. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Brad Blake, your new Australian champion.